Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Powersports Dealer Showcase session. My name is Dave McMahon. Pleased to be joined today by Mark Rosacker. As many of you know, Mark has been in the industry for, well, are you pushing a quarter century there, Mark, or a little bit
Yeah,
more?
25 plus years, probably
Yeah,
closer to
nice.
30 actually. So, but yeah,
I
long time.
thought,
It's been
yeah,
fun.
Mark's been, just in all facets of the industry, whether it's ATV, side by side, snowmobile, and then also on the consumer show side as well. So, looking forward to catching up with him today, in particular about the Big East Powersports Show. Snowgoer, which Mark's been affiliated with since day one in the industry. Is that right, Mark?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I've been involved in the snow side of the media world since the day I started at EPG. So yeah,
Yeah, that's
I've got a
awesome.
strong tie and a strong personal interest to the snow market.
And yeah, of course, Mark and I worked hand in hand for many years, and so it's good to catch up a little bit and talk about. I've been fortunate to have been out to the Big East show before, and one thing I noticed this year is you guys really had a heavy dealership influence on it. I noticed you could buy tickets to the show out in Syracuse, New York. You could stop by a dealership and they would have a code for their customers to get savings on the tickets. And then I see from some of the social media posts that a lot of the local dealerships were lending OEM support in the booths and stuff. So yeah, just to talk a little bit about how you got those dealers, on board and engaged.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we had a great event out there last weekend. The Syracuse area has been a great home to the Big East Powersports Show for 31 years. This was the 31st year of the show. And over the last number of years, as we've transitioned this show to kind of a celebration of all things power sports, we realized that the local dealer is an important part of the power sports community in any given area. So really trying to engage with the dealers to get them involved, get them excited. And we've got a number of really, really good dealerships out there that, really enjoy the show. They see value in being involved with the show, whether it's directly with a booth, for instance, or indirectly as support for their OEM. So, we had a lot of great dealerships where people could get their tickets, and then we had some on site that did great things. And you know what? The one thing I'll say is the dealers who really take time to engage with events in their area and get out and about, I think can really see value and reach customers in places that maybe they aren't currently. So,
Right.
whether it's we had Empire Power Sports out there, Wheel Away, Adventure at Burrett's, all those dealerships really see the value of being out in the community and talking to people at a different stage. So yeah, it's been great the last few years. We've really created more of a all things power sports element to the event.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I noticed with you guys being a Power Sports Dealer Showcase pit crew member, putting some of those dealer logos on the LinkedIn newsletter. Man, it just seemed like that was a lot of local dealerships who, it had some sort, like you said, it could have been just as simple as agreeing to say, hey, yeah, we'll put a little POP display on our parts counter to say, hey, if you're going to the show, you can scan here and save a certain amount. How easy or difficult of a task was that to get those dealers on board?
Yeah, I would say it worked out really well. Nothing's ever easy, but all the dealers were very receptive to the idea, and all those dealers understood, kind of what we're trying to accomplish, and that is to create an event that really again, I use the word celebrate all things power sports, but we need to, as an industry, we need to be out there kind of reinforcing the fun and what these industries mean. And the more we can do it together, all brands, all companies, the better we are to create, not only reinforce to our existing customers how great these activities are, but also bring in the new customers to see what these industries are all about. So yeah, the dealers have been great in supporting kind of that mission.
Yeah, you talked about the celebration, and again, I wasn't out there this year, but I remember even in the past going. It seems like that event brings out a little bit of a younger crowd, potentially somebody who's, stopping at the local dealership may not necessarily be top of mind. but going to an event like this where you can kind of walk around at your pace and throw the kids in a bounce house
Yeah.
or just something to do, so to speak. To talk a little bit about how important that is for dealers to recognize that these types of events can help draw a new business.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we all know that the consumers' buying experiences and buying habits are completely different now, and what works for one consumer doesn't necessarily work for the next. So, being in a place where you can see consumers of all age groups and ability levels and points in their power sports journey is really important. We go there as snowgoer as well from a consumer booth perspective. So, we see a lot of people who interact with us. Maybe one person's a magazine subscriber, maybe the next person's just a website enthusiast, and the next person might follow us on social media. So
Right.
the chance that you can interact with all of those sort of customers in one place in person and get their input, get their thoughts is really fantastic a place to do it in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so you're coming off of heydays to get September started and now the Big East show to get October rolling here. I mean, I just go back to at heydays in particular, the youth and the younger families walking around. What was kind of the situation at Big East?
Yeah, I would say it was similar. We had a lot of families there. We do a scavenger hunt that's designed for kids at the event, and
Oh,
the
nice.
turnout for that scavenger hunt was fantastic. We had a lot of
Cool.
kids running around collecting their scavenger hunt tokens and prizes. So,
Right.
I think the power sports market's is in a good position from a uh, younger people involved and getting involved and staying involved. So yeah, we saw good things. We saw good things at heydays as well with all age groups. So I
Yeah.
think while unit sales may not be where some people want them or need them, I think the level of enthusiasm is still there, and I think that's important. I think it's important for the industry as we continue to push to bigger unit sales, but we got to keep that enthusiasm, which is going to drive
Right.
some of that going forward. And I think between heydays and the Big East show, I'm confident that the enthusiasm is still extremely high.
Yeah. And so, yeah, just from a dealer perspective, so just, yeah, anytime you get these opportunities, somebody comes knocking on your door to see if you could, have a presence somewhere, or really, definitely think about it if you haven't in the past. Just yeah, walking around these consumer events
Yeah,
with that dealer presence. Man, it's crazy. I know, Mark, some of your dealers have been attending that show for probably decades. You go to heydays, and there's a reason why some of these dealers come from almost different time zones away to have a presence there. Yeah, well, what would you say to the dealer who's, it could be as simple as like a county fair type presence, I would imagine.
yeah. I guess I'd say to those dealers, well done. I
Mhm.
think those are the dealers that are doing great things. I mean, I always tell people, events are not easy. They're a lot of work. They take time. They take effort, but they can also pay off big dividends, both short term and long term. So the dealers that kind of see that long term vision and value, to them, I say well done, and those are the dealers who are going to continue to drive our markets forward.
Yeah, that's awesome. Especially, I know it's pretty routine to have the dealers in the OEM booths to get those leads coming to their local store. So sounded like some pretty good leads and sales coming out of some of those booths out at Big East.
Yeah, for sure. No, we know units were moved at all the booths. So we know that PG&A was moved as well. So yeah, I think it was a very successful
Yeah, awesome.
event for everybody that was involved. I mean, the market out there is a strong. It's a strong power sports market out there in that greater Syracuse area. Great snowmobiling area, great UTV area,
Sure.
great motorcycling areas as well. So it's a
Yeah.
it's a great it's a hotbed.
Yeah, if you guys have been doing that show for 31 years in a row, that is a testament to not only you guys being able to continue to build that thing, but also that local community support, particularly among the dealers.
Yeah.
Another thing that seemed to catch my eye was I know Rider Magazine had a new special event out there for the on-road enthusiast. Talk a little bit about what Greg Drevenstedt and the staff at Rider had going.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this year we decided that we would announce the rider motorcycle of the year at the event. The timing kind of coincided with the event, so we decided to go for that. And with that, Greg decided with the rider team to do a ride on Saturday morning, and invited kind of anybody and anybody to join him. And it went over really well. I think he had like 30 consumers, went on a
Oh,
three or
nice.
4 hour motorcycle ride around the area. Again, it's great motorcycling out there. Um, and the motorcycle of the year was the Can-Am Canyon Spider. So those we had a number of Spider people along,
Nice.
kind of celebrating that, but really celebrating all things motorcycling. And
Right.
yeah, it went over really well. Greg did a great job. The people who went on the ride with Greg really enjoyed it. So it's something that we'll probably continue uh, for next year
Yeah,
as well. So that was a fun addition to the event this year.
that's cool. Congrats on that. I know it takes, yeah, a lot of people pulling the same way, and just to you've come up with the idea, hey, should we do this? And then you enact it, and wow, here we have dozens upon dozens of people who decided to join, and you didn't know if you'd have three or four. So congrats on that. That's awesome. Um, and let's see here, just a yeah. So you're coming out of heydays, like I said, and now the Big East. What's just Man, now you're in the Twin Cities metro here in Minnesota, just like I am, and I feel like 48 hours ago it was about 90 degrees, so that doesn't bode real well for for snowmobile season. But of course, today it's about 50, so we're getting there. But yeah, what's kind of the
Yeah,
overall vibe for the season?
yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, it's been a warm few days here in the Twin Cities area, but again, I think based on what I saw at Heydays in Big East, I think again the enthusiasm is there for snowmobiling. I think uh, like most seasons, if we get a little snow, it's going to be a great year. We got product to move certainly across the network, but I think again, if we get some early snow, that will take care of itself. There's a lot of good programs out there at the OEM level, a lot of great product available at good pricing. So yeah, I'm excited for the season ahead.
Cool. I know your boys are probably getting excited about some work that they've got coming their way. Man, you must have a couple decades now of also doing the trail signage out for your snowmobile club out in the western suburbs.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm in the year about 25 for doing that. So yeah, it's fun to get
Nice.
out and put signs in and be involved in the market and kind of see how it all comes together. But
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, that'll be coming up here shortly.
Yeah. So that's just strapping a bunch of the signage on the back of the ATV and getting 20 or 30 miles in on a day. Is that what it entails? With some hammers
Yeah,
too, I
for the most
imagine.
part, it's a good excuse to get the ATVs out of the garage and go out and do a little work and contribute to the trail system and the industry. So yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
fun project for me.
We need to get back up and contribute to those Brainerd area trails like we've been known to do in the past. So we'll need to get that on the fall calendar as well. But hey, Mark, man, appreciate you sharing some insight on being on the inside of the consumer shows and kind of what the dealer contributions to those have been. So yeah, appreciate you taking the time. And on behalf of Mark Rosacker, Dave McMahon, and we'll see you on another session of the Power Sports Dealer Showcase.